The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is The Loudness, where our random, rowdy, and raunchy band of misfits create top 10 lists of life's most insane shit. Be scared. Nothing is off limits. So congratulations.
You just made the list!
Greetings and salutations. I'm the music guy CJ Plain, and once again, this is another episode of The Loud List. You know what we do here? We make lists that rock. Normally they are top 10 lists, but we're going to branch out a little bit. We're going to do some top 15 stuff. We're going to do some brackets. We're going to do some movie recastings. All in list form, but you know. So for this one, I'm going this one alone. This was an idea that came across Facebook courtesy of Mike Hilty. He did an episode of his favorite or his top acoustic songs. And I thought, you know, it's a great idea. So for this one, this is going to be episode number 14. I am doing my top 20 list of my acoustic songs. Now, when I say acoustic songs, these are songs that are all acoustic. There's no electric guitars. There's no raging guitar solos. These are songs that are based on and around the acoustic guitar. A couple of them have piano and some other instruments, but primarily, by large, these are acoustic-driven songs. I have a list of 20. They are in no particular order, so let's start out with the first one. It is a band from the East Coast. I don't even know if they're together anymore, actually. They did one record that I really loved. They were a band called Make Out, and they had a song on there called Secrets. It was sort of a little acoustic ditty about the singer's girlfriend cheating on him. Very tongue-in-cheek. Kind of got them in a little bit of trouble. There is a video for it, or at least there was. So with all that said, that would be your first one, is a band called Make Out, all one word, M-A-K-E-O-U-T. The song is called Secrets. Number 2 on my list. This is a performer from the, I know I'm going to get this wrong, Sioux City, Sioux Falls area, South Dakota. His name is Matt D. You can find him on Facebook under Matt DeRizzo, or you can find his music under Matt D, M-A-T, then D, and the Profane Saints. He did a few records, a few years back, and they were all acoustic, called Broken Hymns. And he has recorded a majority of these in other forms, but on Broken Hymns, it was a record of just him playing his guitar. Now, Matt is one of my favorite singers. He's one of my favorite songwriters. He is disgustingly underrated, and while I labels are not beating down his door is utterly beyond me. On this record is a song called Carry Me to Canaan. It should be playing on every country, Americana, and rock station across this country. So the second song, let's just for the sake of argument call it number 19, is Matt M-A-T-D, like D, period. It's a song called Carry Me to Canaan. The next song on the list is an artist from the southwestern part of the United States. His name is Tom Russell. Tom has tons of records and CDs out. If you're a fan of Dave Alvin, if you're a fan of Townes Van Zandt, or any of that sort of Texas Midwest or Texas red dirt-ish kind of style, Tom is going to be up your alley. Phenomenal songwriter. And he's got a famous little ditty about a chicken called Gallo del Cielo. I don't know, I'm probably saying that wrong. Phenomenal song. I heard this song years back, and it immediately stuck with me for its sort of mixture of southwestern flavor, but also some Tejano and Hispanic Mexican influences with the acoustic guitars and the singing. And I know Dave Alvin has done a version of this, and there's versions where he is sang with other famous female singers. I can't think of who I'm thinking of, but a phenomenal song in and of itself. Sort of a real rocker type of song in a country form. So that is that song. The next song we're going to get, those are sort of the country-ish, punkish ones. The next one on the list is, well, I don't really need to introduce this one a whole lot. It was a famous song for a hair metal band, for a hard rock band called Warrant before Janie's death. He wrote a song called I Saw Red. It was a famous hit from their Cherry Pie record, and while that was the full-on power ballad, he also recorded an acoustic version of it that changed up the lyrics a little bit and gave it a little bit more oomph. And one of my favorite acoustic songs is just Janie and his guitar doing the acoustic version of I Saw Red. Keeping in that same vein, this is a suggestion that came in from my buddy Andrew, and we did a video on Facebook essentially saying, hey, what is your favorite acoustic songs? And you do a couple suggestions out, and this was one I had not heard. I listened to it and I thought, you know what? This goes on the list. You may know this guy as the one-time singer of Iron Maiden, but he has done a ton of solo work as well. This is from his solo record called Infinite Entanglement. This is the artist Blaze Bailey, if I'm going to say that wrong, and it is a tune called What Will Come, and it's a real good song. Really enjoy it. Be listening to it a ton. Definitely an immediate favorite of mine. With that said, we are through the first 5 songs. If you want to appear on this show in some form, or if you're an artist and you want to appear on my other show, I have 2 podcasts. There's this one, The Loud List, where we make lists that rock. Top 10, top 15, top 20, it don't matter. We do brackets, we do movie recastings, we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So if you got a top 10 list that you're just dying to throw out to the world, please feel free to message me. Or if you're an artist, a band, or you represent an artist or a band, and you would like me to interview them, you can email me at riotthesetmedia@gmail.com. That is RIOT on the set media, all one word, at gmail.com. I've got a list essentially of working ideas, so I can send you that list, and you can say, hey, you know what? I don't like anything on a list, but something gave me a new idea. Let's get it done. So, we've gone through the first top 5, or we've gone through the first 5. Start you off with this next one. I don't think this list could be complete if it wasn't for a song from a band from Boston who wrote a little ditty that wasn't really a serious song to them, and the label heard it and said, hey, that's a hit. I'll put it on the record. So they did, and it became their biggest selling song for the band, Extreme, with the song More Than Words. And pretty honestly say, I don't think there's ever been, have you ever gone to a party or gone to karaoke and not heard someone try to sing that song? Gary and Nuno are a phenomenal combo. So next on the list, I know the obvious choice for this when it comes to the singer Mike Tramp would be just to say, hey, White Lion, When the Children Cry. But that would be too easy. And I'm the music god. And I don't do easy. So you got to go a little deeper into the catalog. You got to go a little deeper into the mud, dig around, find those diamonds in the rough. So with that said, one of my favorite Mike Tramp songs is a song from one of his solo records. It is a track called Cobblestone Streets. And it's a song about growing up, about where he grew up and the people he grew up with and about his life. And I had the honor of speaking to Mike about it. And he said it was just one of those songs where it was memories. It was simply about his life growing up and the memories that he had living on a cobblestone street. So it's a very cool song. Very much in the vein of what you would expect from Mike, but it is heavily acoustic song. So next on the list, I think it's well known, my love for Pink Floyd. And in making this list, my first thought was, you know what Pink Floyd songs are acoustic? There's a few of them. But what one is the one that really stands out? What's the song that I love by them that's acoustic and really says something and really has that essence? And to me, it had to be Wish You Were Here. I have half a dozen t-shirts with various forms of the songs, lyrics, and logos. I have posters in the studio. It's one of those songs, I think, you can't be a fan of Pink Floyd without being a fan of Wish You Were Here. Such a beautiful, brilliant song. Even better live. David really delivers his true essence on the song. I know he said he's kind of tired of playing it, but Dave, I promise you, we never get tired of hearing you play it. So please keep performing this wonderful song. Next on the list, an obvious choice is Kansas. Dust in the Wind. And as much as I want to break out in song, I am a terrible singer, so I won't torture you with my horrid singing other than to say such a beautiful song. Great song for people to learn, or a great song for beginner guitar players. And, you know, the violin parts in it really add to the essence of what it is. So, Kansas, Dust in the Wind. Next on the list, another standard song. Whole top list is gonna be complete without it. So, my next one is Don McLean with American Pie. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. What a classic song, man. In a time when songs were 3 minutes and done, Don wrote a song that is 8 minutes and 49 seconds, almost 9 minutes long, with a story that ranges from, you know, Buddy Holly to John Lennon to all these important moments in music. Just a standard that very few other songwriters have achieved or have managed to duplicate in a sense that mattered. So, Don McLean, American Pie, would be your next choice. Next one after that, as I was researching more about Don McLean and American Pie, come across this song going through the thing. It's by the band. The song is called The Wait, and what a phenomenal band. Canadian band, aside from Levon Helm. But just what a classic song, you know. I don't think there's a classic rock station in the nation that doesn't play this 3 to 5 times a day. And for everything that this band was about, is a shining example of not only their songwriting ability, their playing ability, but also their almost Eagles-type ability to vocalize with multiple members and really shine above and beyond vocally. The next song, this was a song that I've been a fan of for quite a while. I don't think this is the original version. I'm not 100% sure who the original version or who wrote the song. I know there are dozens and dozens and dozens of versions of it online available for you to listen to, but it was a version I heard many years ago by an artist named Richard Thompson, and the song is called 1952 Vincent Black Lightning. Great story that is about a motorcycle and the guy's passion for riding it. And I know the Del McCoury Band has recorded their version, Richard has recorded his, and multiple other people have recorded versions of this song that are acoustic, that are bluegrass, that are rock, that are everything else. So with all that said, the version that is by Richard, to me, is by far the superior one. And again, don't know who wrote the original, but I really love this version, and it's just one of them cool sort of country style acoustic songs that really is worth its weight in gold. The next one on the list, I don't know if this is a song many people know. I'm sure they probably do. I don't really know a lot about the band other than I heard it on a station. I was listening on Pandora to my Cure station, and it popped on as one of the songs that played. It is by a song called Neutral Milk Hotel, and the song is called In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. And it was a really catchy little cool song. Had some different elements to it that were a little bit Irish, a little bit country, a little bit of bluegrass, and it just sounded like a song that was recorded in the UK. And I don't know much about Neutral Milk Hotel, to be honest. It's really the only song I know by them, but it is a great acoustic song. Singer really carries it well, and it's a song, if you don't know it, probably check it out. Put it on your playlist, and, be that guy that has weird music on their list. Next song, there's a band over there from England. They got a little bit famous. They got a little bit famous for writing songs that were eclectic, to say the least. They had a singer who was a bit flamboyant, a little bit over the top, guitarist that was a genius, a rhythm section that could really keep up with the other two members flawlessly. And while they wrote a number of songs that are partly acoustic, such as Crazy Little Thing Called Love and a song called 39, both of those songs actually have electric guitar in them. So, looking at the Queen library, I thought, I gotta have a Queen song on here. I got Pink Floyd, gotta have Queen. What Queen song is acoustic that I love? And I remembered seeing a Queen video at some point, and I'm not sure which one it was. I want to say it was either Farm Aid or The Rock in Rio. Freddie and Brian performed this song, just the two of them, sitting on a stool with a single spotlight on the two of them. It was a song called Is This the World We Created? And was such a beautiful, brilliant song. Masterfully carried by Freddie's voice. Brian playing this almost classical guitar style riff. And I thought, wow, what a brilliant song. Like, why is this not a single? Why is this not a song that is blowing up on radio? And I don't know. Queen, Is This the World We Created? Moving right along, there's an artist who, I know he's well known in music circles, but he should be well known just in every circle. Not a lot of people talk about him. He's a brilliant, brilliant guitar player. Not known as much for his vocals, but he does have a song that I enjoy greatly. And another song that I come across randomly on a channel that I was listening to. His name is Tommy Emmanuel. And while most will know Tommy for his brilliant ability as the finger-style guitar player, Tommy has a song called I Still Can't Say Goodbye. And it really is a breathtaking song that, carries a lot of weight. And for that purpose, we have that on the list. Tommy Emmanuel, I Still Can't Say Goodbye. Moving on to the next tune, another artist that not enough people talk about. He is a singer-songwriter who has done a variety of projects, briefly in the band Genesis before he was forced out. His name is Ray Wilson. He currently is a solo artist who lives in Poland. He's married to a beautiful ballerina, and he also performs on occasion with Steve Hackett doing Genesis tunes. Ray has a number of brilliant solo records, and on one of those is a song that is called Song for a Friend. Song for a Friend is a beautiful song, much like Cobblestone Streets, that is a song about childhood innocence, about memories, and the things that many years later you look back on and say, this is what I remember. This is what my brain and my heart put out in this song. It is one of dozens and dozens of songs in the very same style. So definitely check out Ray Wilson. You can also check out his stuff with his band Stiltskin. You can check out his non-acoustic stuff. Again, he did Calling All Stations with Genesis. He's done a number of things with Steve Hackett. He's done a number of things with other performers doing both Genesis and Pink Floyd. And again, another person that was on a bucket list for me that I got to interview. Simply a brilliant man and a wonderful, wonderful man who indulged my stupidity for an interview. And I am so honored to have had him on my show. We got 4 more songs. The next song on my list is a gentleman. I got to see him perform the night before he was unfortunately and tragically killed. We went to the Kalamazoo State Fair and we saw Stevie Ray Vaughan. not knowing that the very next night when he performed at Alpine Theater in Wisconsin, that he would get on a helicopter and it would crash into the side of a mountain. And while I'm glad I got to see him that night, it's still very traumatic to me knowing that he passed away less than 24 hours after seeing him live. So, huge fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now, among Stevie's many, many songs where he blows the roof off of every place he plays, both live and on record, he did a song called Life by the Drop. He's like, hello again, my old friend. And it's just sort of a strummed, I'm not a guitar player, so I don't know how to describe like the musical notes, but it's just like that jangly strum, and really a breathtaking song. And it's one of my favorite all-time songs. It's why I have it towards the end. These 5 songs that are at the end here, these are among my favorite all-time songs that have great, great meaning to me. So Stevie Ray Vaughan, Life by the Drop, is a brilliant song. Obviously, it was recorded after he got sober, and it's about life after alcohol. So check that song out if you don't know that song. In somewhere along the line, after leaving Foreigner, obviously, and after doing his first solo record, Lou Gramm of Foreigner teamed up with Vivian Campbell of Dio and Def Leppard and other bands at the time, along with a couple of the guys that would later go on to be members of Foreigner in their own right. They formed a band called Shadow King. Now, Shadow King recorded one of the best Foreigner records that Foreigner never recorded. It was a brilliant slice of hard rock, hair sort of thing in the Foreigner style with a ramped up, as almost jukebox hero type of thing, but with kind of a giant hardline type of vibe to it. On that record, the very last track on the record is a track called Russia. And Lou and Vivian put on a clinic with a song that tells the story of a man who is down on his luck and his heart is lost in the wilderness, a wilderness that is as cold as Russia, essentially. And again, I won't attempt to sing it, but to me, it is one of Lou's finest vocal performances and a brilliant song for Vivian as well. So, and it's a song I listen to multiple times a week. I always go back to it because it's just one of them songs that I love to crank up loud and sing badly in the studio. So we have 2 more songs. Those songs are both lesser known. Well, one's a lesser known song. One's a more well-known song. One's kind of a weird song. One's one that most people don't think about. So the first one, again, right up there with Pink Floyd, right up there with Blue October, is my love for a big, giant weirdo known as Tom Waits. Tom, hands down, an absolute living legend, easily one of the greatest singer-songwriter, well, let me rephrase that, easily one of the greatest songwriter-performers that we have in music. Grossly underrated for his ability to tell a story in a way that is both humorous and serious at the same time. Has played a number of fantastic movie roles. But on one of his records, he has a song called Murder in the Red Barn. And it is sort of this ragtime meets jazzy type of song. And it's so Tom. If you know Tom Waits music, you will understand what I mean by that. If you don't, this is a must-hear song. This is a song that, again, extremely tongue-in-cheek, but deadly serious at the same time. Murder in the Red Barn by Tom Waits. And the last song on the list of the 20, and this is not going to be an hour-long episode because, without a second person and that to fill the space. This is just me, short, sweet, and to the point. The very last song on the list is a short-lived supergroup that consisted of Steve Winwood, consisted of Jack Bruce, and this other guy that you may or may not heard of. I think his name is Eric Clapton or something. I don't think he ever got famous or anything. But they had a group called Blind Faith, and they had this wonderful song called Can't Find My Way Home that Steve puts on a masterclass with playing the leads, and Clapton sort of just really leans into the later buttery tones that he makes famous after Blind Faith. And just, and Steve, such a classic voice, man. So it's Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home. Those are my 20 songs. Let me go over the list for you one more time. You have Make Out, which is the acoustic punk song called Secrets. You have Matt D. He is a country Americana artist. You can find his music everywhere. It's a song called Carry Me to Canaan. You have Tom Russell with Gallo del Cielo. You have Warrant with their acoustic version of I Saw Red. You have Blaze Bayley, formerly of Maiden and now solo artist, with What Will Come. You have Extreme with More Than Words. You have Mike Tramp of White Lion with his solo song called Cobblestone Streets. You have Pink Floyd with I Wish You Were Here. Kansas with Dust in the Wind. Don McLean with American Pie. You have The Band with a song called The Wait. You have Richard Thompson with a great tune called 1952 Vincent Black Lightning. You have a group called Neutral Milk Hotel with a song called In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. You have Queen with Is This the World We Created? You have Tommy Emmanuel with I Still Can't Say Goodbye. You have Ray Wilson with his solo song called Song for a Friend. You have Stevie Ray Vaughan with a song called Life by the Drop. You have a group called Shadow King, which was sort of a one-off supergroup. Lou Gramm, Vivian Campbell, Kevin Valentine, and a few others with a song called Russia. You have Tom Waits with his brilliant tune called Murder in the Red Barn. And lastly is Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home. Again, if you want to be a part of this show or the Noise Report, Riot on the Set media@gmail.com is where you find me. This is the shortest episode. Normally they go 1 hour or a little longer. But since it's only me this time, that is your top 20 list for the week. Normally it would be 10 from me and 10 from somebody else. Since I don't have somebody else, I did 20. Check out each one of these songs. Tell me what you think. And if you like what we do here, leave some ratings. Always want to hear your opinions of the show. What you think I do well, what you think I don't do well. Or if you want to tell me to shut the fuck up, because I don't do that a lot. But with that said, as always, be well, treat each other with kindness, and remember, no matter what you're going through, there's music out there, and music heals.